Today, I'm so happy to make this video because I'm going to share some really good news. The planets are aligned in such a positive way as we move into the new year of 2024. The Jupiter goes direct and it's going to give us its best blessings. So stay tuned. Hello everybody, I'm Tina Chaudhary. Welcome to my channel and a very warm namaste. Aham Brahmasmi. So first things first, let me wish all of my viewers, my subscribers, a very, very happy new year. It's going to be a happy new year indeed because I'm going to share excellent news from a planetary perspective today. I want to do a special shout out to those people, my viewers, my subscribers that have stuck with me for the last 2 or 3 years that I started my channel. My channel has done well only because of you and your loyalty towards me. So thank you very much. I wish all of you that are watching this video a very, very happy new year. I hope 2024 brings you the best of luck, happiness, joy, and all your wishes fulfilled this year. Now, I did put out a video on the numerological predictions for 2024 based on just your date of birth. You don't need a birth chart for it. That video is getting a lot of good views. In the past, every time I've put out that video, it's gotten a lot of, like, over 300,000 views. So if you've missed it, make sure you watch it. I'll put a link in my description box to that video. So a lot of other astrologers have stolen that content already and they're putting it up very happily on their channels too. Can't do anything about it, but make sure you watch that video if you haven't watched it already. You know, those predictions are so amazingly accurate as I've, experienced it through my life, through the lives of my friends and relatives. Very accurate. That kind of methodology gives very accurate predictions. So if you haven't watched it, make sure you click the link below and watch it. And then my favorite thing that I'm going to do is wish all the people that have January birthdays a very, very happy birthday. I'm probably not going to be able to do January predictions this month because of the holidays and I've just been really busy. So I'm going to take this video to wish you a very, very happy birthday in January. I wish that my divine blesses you with all the happiness as you start your new year, your personal new year, as well as the new year for all of us. So happy birthday to all of you guys that have January birthdays. And now let me share the wonderful planetary news that I'm making the video about. So on December 31st, Jupiter is going to start its direct motion in the zodiac sign of Aries. Jupiter came into Aries in April of this year, 2023. But as soon as it came into Aries, Rahu was already present in Aries, and then it formed the dreaded Guru Chandal Yoga, which means the Guru Rahu conjunction was in Aries as soon as Jupiter came into Aries, which meant that Jupiter wasn't able to give its benefic results in Aries. Jupiter performs pretty good in Aries because Aries is ruled by Mars and Jupiter and Mars do very well together. They give very benefic results together. But because Jupiter was conjunct with Rahu, as soon as Jupiter entered Aries, Jupiter was not able to give its benefic results. In fact, it started to give some very challenging results to almost all of us and the world. And then all throughout the year after Jupiter came into Aries, it was conjunct with Rahu. And then what happened was in September, Jupiter started its retrograde motion. So here we go, another challenge. But thankfully, Rahu, or North Node, transited out of Aries in late October, early November. So it moved back into the zodiac of Pisces. So Jupiter was free from the clutches of Rahu, or North Node, in November. But Jupiter was still retrograde. So here we go now. Jupiter is coming out of its retrograde motion. It's going to start its direct motion on December 31st. And lo and behold, January 1st, we're going to finally see the benefic results of Jupiter being in Aries. So normally Jupiter stays in the same zodiac sign for 1 year, but the whole time that it's been in Aries, we have not seen one benefic impact of Jupiter being in Aries. But finally now we start to see the benefic results of Jupiter being in Aries starting December 31st, January 1st, and it's going to stay in Aries until the end of April, to May 1st. And so the 4 months that Jupiter is going to be direct in Aries, it's going to give us all so many benefic results that we've been waiting for so long. The last year, especially from April to the end of the year till December, all of us, all the ascendants have faced some challenges or the other. But now here comes such a welcome break. I'm going to make predictions, obviously, for all my 12 ascendants, but for some ascendants, it couldn't come at a better time. They really need a good break. So here comes very good news. Now, I'm also going to tell you that at this time when Jupiter is starting its direct motion in Aries, at the same time, December 27th, Mars will have moved into Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. So here we go. Sagittarius is in Mars is in Sagittarius, ruled by Jupiter, but Jupiter is ruled in Aries, that is ruled by Mars. Now, when that happens, where two planets are in each other's zodiac signs, what it's called is an exchange, or parivartan yoga. Parivartan just means exchange. So Jupiter and Mars are having a parivartan, or an exchange. This exchange is until, I think, February 7th, when Mars moves forward and goes into Capricorn. But from the January 1st to February 7th, I think it is, we're going to have this magical time where Mars and Jupiter are going to be in exchange with each other. What is a parivartan yoga? What is an exchange? What does it mean? So when two planets exchange zodiac houses, where one is in the house of the other and the other is the exchange of the first one, what it means is that they start carrying the energy of the other sign as well. So in this case, Jupiter is not only going to give its own benefic results, but it's also going to start giving the benefic results of Mars. And Mars, while it's in Sagittarius, gives its own benefic results, but it also gives you the energy of Jupiter from Sagittarius. So here we go, two houses, which is Aries and Sagittarius, giving beautiful results together. So it just really couldn't be any better. What does it really mean? Well, Mars rules our action. Mars rules taking action, moving forward, having the courage and the vitality and the energy to move forward. Jupiter is in Aries. Aries is the start or the initiation of things, where we start to move forward, start new things, because Aries is the first house of the zodiac and it's ruled by Mars. So now here we go. Now it is that we get the energy, the vitality, the initiatives, where we take the initiatives and we start moving forward with all the wonderful things in our life that we've always wanted to. This is also a time when everything that we've been procrastinating about, we've set aside, and suddenly we start to move ahead and we start to do these things. You don't even really have to make an effort. All of a sudden, you'll just start to do things that you have been putting off for a while, or you've been procrastinating about. Now, I already started to do something that I was procrastinating about. Yesterday, I just got up and I did it, and I realized that I had done it because of this exchange energy. I didn't consciously do it. This energy just made me do it. So now over the next month until the first week of February, you'll realize everything that you were procrastinating about, especially the good things in life that you were procrastinating about, you will now suddenly get up and do, and actually get very benefic results from. So these are things that you've always wanted to do. Start new things, maybe even start a new job, kick the bad habits, or even, like I said, just start something good in your life. Very, very potent energy right now in the universe to start something new moving forward. Because like I said, Aries means starting something new. Mars gives you that energy. Jupiter gives you the benefic results or the auspiciousness of it. So this is a time when Jupiter is blessing us and saying, hey, take advantage of this time, do whatever it is that you want to, get done with things, or basically start new things in your life that mean a lot to you or are very important to you. So very potent energy in the universe right now. Make sure you take full advantage of this until February 7th. So this is something that I really wanted to tell you now, so you can best use this time to your advantage. So you understand the importance of it, or the fact that when we have this beautiful planetary alignment that comes along and the exchange between Jupiter and Mars, this is pretty rare. And the next time we're going to get the benefic impact of Jupiter is going to be after 2 years, because what happens in May is that Jupiter transits out of Aries and it goes into the zodiac of Taurus. Taurus is ruled by Venus, and Jupiter and Venus are opposing energies. So Jupiter doesn't perform as good in Taurus. It's not really bad, but it doesn't perform as well in Taurus. And after a year, it's going to go into the zodiac of Gemini. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury and Jupiter are considered enemy planets. So it's not going to be as benefic when it goes into Gemini as well. In 2026, it's middle of 2026, it's going to go transit into the zodiac of Cancer. Jupiter exalts in Cancer. So the next time we're going to see the most benefic impact from Jupiter is going to be in the middle, starting the middle of 2026, when it transits in the zodiac of Cancer. So these 4 months are going to be pretty important to us if we want to get the benefic results of it, or we want to take advantage of this time. So use it wisely. One more thing that I neglected to mention earlier is that the sun is going to be in Sagittarius starting mid-December to the middle or 14th of January. It's going to be in Sagittarius along with Mars. So you have 3 very important planets that are aligning with each other, which is Jupiter in Aries and Mars and the sun together in Sagittarius. So the sun is our ego, that's our soul. It represents our soul. So here we go. And when those 3 planets get aligned in such a beautiful way, then what it's really telling us is go after your soul path. Look and introspect within yourself to see what is it that I need to do to feed my soul, so to speak. What is my soul path? What do I need to make my soul happy or energized? And that's what you do, and that's the life path you need to take. So it's the time for introspection, but don't take too long to introspect. Put the plan into action to do what it is that makes your soul happy. Ask your soul what it wants to do, put it in action, and go after what your soul desires, and find the happiness. Finally find your happiness that is going to fulfill your soul's desire. Perfect time for that. I'm going to move on to predictions. My predictions are always based on the ascendant sign. The ascendant sign means your rising sign, or the sign that's your lagna. In Hindi, it's called the lagna sign. So that's the best way to do mundane predictions, is based on your ascendant sign. So that's how my predictions are based. Now, let me remind you, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel. And because this is such good news, you need to share it with friends and family so they can take advantage of this positive planetary news as well. Aries, for you, Jupiter is going to be going direct in your first house, which is your own ascendant house. And so from there, Jupiter is going to be aspecting your 5th house, your 7th house, and your 9th house. Aries, Jupiter is going to go direct in your first house, and this is considered a very positive blessing because it gives the energy of the sprinkling of holy water on you and your body, and it activates your luck factor and showers its blessings on you. Now, in the past, when Rahu was placed in your ascendant house along with Jupiter, creating the Guru Chandal Yoga, and at the same time, Ketu was in the 7th house, Aries has experienced some challenges in their relationships as well as in their own mental and physical well-being. This has probably caused a lot of marital separations for Aries individuals in the past. Now, with Rahu out of their ascendant house and Jupiter moving direct in their ascendant house, also in an exchange situation with the Aries ascendant ruler Mars, this is an amazing turn of events and energy for Aries. Aries will now have clarity of thought and be able to make very wise choices and decisions. And these decisions could be related to relationships, children, or educational matters, also career matters. This is an exceptional time for your love life. In fact, some Aries might be getting married during this time. And for the single Aries, you could find that special someone in your life. After a very tumultuous time in your marriage, there can be harmony in your marriage, and your spouse may also do very well. This is a favorable time for students and all those involved in the field of education, fine arts, and music, because your creativity will be excellent. The fifth house also depicts children, so this is a very enjoyable time in your relationship with children, as well as your children will do very well and accomplish a lot in their life. One of the major impacts that this phase has on you, that it will make you very spiritually inclined and connected to your divine and faith. You may also enjoy a very good relationship with your father, teachers, coaches, mentors, and your spiritual guru if you have one. Some of you may feel like you want to either search for a spiritual guru or become more connected to one if you already have one. There is a possibility that some of you may even go on travel to a pilgrimage or to a religious place, or you actually might just start enjoying going to your local church or temple a lot. Those individuals that wish to relocate to a foreign country, the chance of that is pretty high right now, and you may try for that if you want. This is an excellent time to go for either higher education or to acquire new skill sets, or you can simply take some courses to learn new things. That will benefit you immensely in the long run. Aries, this is an excellent transit for you, so use this time wisely. Make all the right choices, not only in your personal life, but also in your professional life. Taurus, Jupiter is going to go direct in your 12th house, and from there it's going to aspect your 4th house, your 6th house, and your 8th house. Taurus, this phase indicates a change or a transformation for you, and this change could relate to mostly a big change in your environment, relocation for you, a complete change of career, or for some it could also mean a foreign or a faraway relocation. This would normally also indicate an interest in spirituality, but more than likely, due to Rahu being in the 11th house, the focus may be more on material wishes and desires. The past months when Rahu and Jupiter were together in the 12th house may have been very expensive, where the high spending was probably sudden, unforeseen, and mostly of the negative nature. Now understand that the high expenses may continue during this 4-month phase, but the nature of the expenses could change, and it could be on things that are more pleasant and more of the benefic kind that provide happiness, and expenses could also be planned in nature. Now my guidance is for you to manage your financials well. Also, don't get into a very heavy loan or debt situation. People that are involved in careers relating to foreign companies, foreign entities, or anything to do with the overseas businesses will do exceptionally well due to the Jupiter going direct in the 12th house. The 12th house relates to all things foreign. So there can also be some foreign travel during this phase for some Taurus people. There may be a sharp or a strong desire to purchase real estate at this time, but if you do, you need to be very careful about how much you can afford to purchase or buy during this time. Also, you need to check out the property or the real estate that you are purchasing. Make sure that the value is what you're paying for. And there can also be a temptation to spend on luxury items like vehicles and cars and stuff like that. You need to be very cautious because the 6th house is getting aspected, and the 6th house rules loans and debts. So before you know it, you could get into a loan or a debt situation that's completely out of hand, or you may get into high loan or debt situation, especially if you're purchasing real estate. So be very, very cautious about your spending, and before the 4-month phase is over, you'll realize that you're very seriously into debt. So my caution, my guidance to you is watch your financials carefully, watch your spending very carefully. So Taurus is the ascendant that has all the 3 challenging houses, 6, 8, and 12 activated during this phase. So it's a time to exercise some degree of caution, take care of their health. Just minor, as long as you have good health habits, it should be okay. Also manage your relationships. All relationships, personal and professional, should be managed during this time as well. Gemini, Jupiter is going to go direct in your 11th house, and from there it aspects your 3rd house, your 5th house, and your 7th house. This is probably the only time that I wish I was a Gemini ascendant, because this direct motion of Jupiter is going to be the most favorable for Gemini ascendants. Gemini, Jupiter is going direct in your 11th house, which is the house of wish fulfillment and material gains, as well as your social standing and network circle. Now, Jupiter here is going to provide growth and abundance to these factors in your life. So this is a period when you can get all your material desires and wishes fulfilled by putting in your self-effort and taking the right initiatives. Since Jupiter rules your 10th house of career, you can expect favorable results, recognition, and growth in your career. Individuals in the field of IT, communication, arts, music, sports, and marketing, and those that earn based on sales commission, this is an exceptional phase for you in your career. However, in order to get the benefic impact of Jupiter's direct motion, you have to really put in your best effort and work twice as hard. Be creative and come up with new ideas in your business or in your profession, and there can be high rewards. Business owners, this is an excellent time and a profitable time for you as well. You need to do the same. Even though I am predicting a very favorable time for Gemini, there is one thing that you need to understand, and that is in order to get any benefit results from this planetary situation, Gemini needs to make significant self-effort and the appropriate initiatives due to the third house aspect. So this is in your hands how this finally turns out for you. If you don't make the appropriate effort, then this may not be as benefic as I am predicting for you. Besides the fact that this is going to be a favorable impact from a financial standpoint, you're also going to enjoy very harmonious relationships during this phase. And those could be with your children as well as in your marriage or your love life if you're not married. Your children may do really well or perform really well at this time, and you may enjoy very good times with them. In fact, some Geminis may also have the birth of children in their households. Lots of Geminis can actually get married during this time due to the activation of both the 5th and 7th house. The married ones, of course, enjoy a very harmonious time in their marriage. Now, the only one caution I do have is to manage your anger within the marriage. Don't be combative with your partner. Mars exchange is in the 7th house of marriage for you. It's also a favorable time to make financial plans and investment decisions. It's a good time for investment planning. Obviously, you would use good judgment when making financial decisions. Health improves, and this phase is one of recovery, good energy, and above all, it provides relaxation and a sense of overall happiness. Your creativity is at a peak and it's excellent, and you may spend a lot of time in pursuing your hobbies and the fine arts such as music and painting. In fact, some Geminis may even develop new hobbies or spend a lot of time pursuing their existing hobbies. Jupiter in the 11th also expands your social and network circle, and you enjoy a lot of respect and support from everybody. This transit of Jupiter is the most favorable for Gemini ascendants because of the overall benefic impact it has in all areas of their life. Cancer, Jupiter will be direct in your 10th house, and from there it aspects the 2nd house, the 4th house, and the 6th house. A very, very much needed break for my Cancer ascendants who have had a very tough time in their careers recently. Cancer, this 4-month phase positively activates all your career and profession houses as well as your finance house. Now, Cancer has had a very challenging time, especially related to their career due to Saturn being in their 8th house and also Rahu being in their 10th house, which 10th house rules your career. And now finally they can expect some relief and hopefully a much more favorable time. All the past career-related issues will get resolved, and more importantly, if there was any confusion related to career decisions, there will be clarity in your mind at this time. There is a possibility that this could possibly be achieved via good guidance of your mentors, teachers, coaches, or even a spiritual leader, or it could be your father as well. New opportunities could open up for you, and it's very promising for getting a new job if you were searching for one during this time. In fact, some Cancers may even have to relocate due to a career change. Now, the 2nd house indicates good income, but also the ability to increase your savings at this time. But you have to understand that Saturn is still in your 8th house, which is the Ashtama Shani, And I've been saying in several of my past videos that Cancer is faced with some career hardships still at this time. So in order to get all the positive impacts of this phase of Jupiter going direct, you still need to work hard, stay with excellent discipline, and don't cause any waves in your career. Don't quit your job impulsively. Continue to work hard, continue to have a good positive relationship with your bosses, your superiors, your co-workers because of the 8th house Saturn. But definitely this 4-month phase is very positive. Those are just the standards that Saturn expects you to meet during this, the fact that it's in the 8th house. Although, like I said, this is a very positive phase, very different from what you've been experiencing in the past. The 8th house is a house of transformation. So Saturn in there is asking you to transform not only your career, but also the way you work. Some of the other impacts of a direct Jupiter could be relocation for Cancer. I've already mentioned that. It could be due to work, or it could just simply mean relocating of, not for career, but otherwise. Also be purchase of real estate, or there could be changes in your home environment, meaning you could do some renovations at home, or you could just, spend money on renovations or redecorating your home also. Also, there could be a lot of mental happiness, which in the past you were not experiencing, but at this phase, there's mental happiness, which replaces the previous stress and pressure you were feeling, not only in your mind, but in your domestic environment. Now, the 6th house aspect is indicative of healing and recovery from old health issues. So you may have been feeling not so well, and now there's very good intense healing from all the previous health issues, if you were having some, which a lot of Cancers might have been having. So my suggestion is to follow very good health habits, but incorporate a physical exercise regimen, whether it's high intensity or just simple yoga or walking every day as well, because this gives excellent benefits at this time. Also, be very watchful about taking on too much loan or debts at this time, because it might be very difficult to pay it off later. But as far as old debts that you have from previous, that could get cleared off at this time, because now that's a positive impact for this direct phase of Jupiter. Overall, Cancer, this is a very positive turn of events for you, because I know Cancers have had a very tough time, and so this 4-month phase is a very welcome and favorable phase for you. Leo, Jupiter is going direct in your 9th house, and it aspects the 1st, 3rd, and the 5th house. Leo, in this phase, your luck is activated and you receive the best blessings of the divine, because the 9th house is one of the best positions for Jupiter to be in. Your focus is now on religious and auspicious events and ceremonies in your life. During this 4-month phase, you feel a sense of overall well-being and happiness. Your thoughts may become very positive, and you may be attracted towards spirituality and dharma. Stay close to your divine, because that activates this positivity of this transit. Even more, some Leos may actually travel for religious purposes during this 4-month phase as well. This direct motion of Jupiter is very powerful for love relationships, and a lot of Leos may actually either get married or engaged during this 4-month phase. Also, single Leos may find that special someone in their life during this time. So if you are one of those people, make sure you are out and about and trying to find your mate at this time. Also, very good time to propose to somebody if that's what your intention is during this time. It's a very positive time to get attached in a relationship. Those that are wanting to pursue education, especially higher education, this is a very favorable time for that. In fact, if you're a student, you will do exceptionally well because of your focus and your willingness to work very hard at this time, especially during the first month of January, February, because of Mars being in the 5th house. The 5th house denotes education. The 9th house denotes higher education. So you will have very good energy, focus, and you'll take the initiatives to do very well, work very hard. And so you're going to see quite amazing results during this time. Very positive for students. Also, those people that are engaged in the field of education, you're going to do exceptionally well as well. Lots of Leos may experience the birth of children in their household, either their own or even grandchildren in their family. The fifth house denotes your own children, the ninth house denotes your grandchildren. So this is a positive time for additions in your family. Lots of celebrations may occur as a result of these happy events in your family. Cancer may also be doing a lot of short distance travels, as well as travel for religious purposes. I already mentioned that. Also, there could be travel for educational purposes. Now, any travel done during this time, this 4-month phase, could also be very fruitful and with benefic results. So by all means, take up the opportunity if it's presented to do any of these kind of travel. The fifth house also represents children, as I mentioned before. So this is a time when you enjoy a very, very positive relationship with children. If they're grown children, if they're grown adult children, then they may do very positive in their lives. But also, even if they're young children, then they're going to do very well in their educational field. But all in all, you're going to have a very happy relationship with your children, and your children will do exceptionally well also. So overall, this is an extremely positive 4-month phase for the Leo people. You should take advantage of it, and the best way to do it is staying close to divine, making sure you lead a clean spiritual life, and always remember to thank the divine for all the blessings that you have in your life. That's the way Jupiter activates the luck factor in your life. Virgo, Jupiter is going to go direct in your 8th house, and from there it's going to aspect your 12th house, your 2nd house, and your 4th house. Virgo has had so many challenges with the fact that the Guru Chandal Yoga was in the 8th house. The 8th house is full of challenges, and also the fact that Jupiter was retrograde in it. And now here comes Jupiter going direct in the 8th house, so Virgo gets the much deserved break and some of the benefic results of Jupiter now. Virgo Jupiter is in your 8th house, and the 8th house is not a favorite of astrologers because it represents the challenges of our lives. And for the last several months, when Jupiter was retrograde in there, Virgo has been faced with some difficult situations, and those could be related to overall well-being, happiness, finance, and relationships. And now that Jupiter goes direct in the 8th house, Virgo can expect a little bit of a break because it now indicates the positive significations of the 8th house. One of the positive significations of the 8th house is major transformation. Now, this transformation could be in your career, your health and relationships, or even finance. Now, the key is that in this 4 months, you understand where and what areas of your life you need to bring changes on and bring that transformation. As soon as you understand what changes you need to make in your life, in your behavior, in your attitude, and you initiate those changes within yourself, your life can start the transformation process. And as you move forward in the 4-month phase, you start to bring the happiness back, you start to bring all the positive traits back into your life, and the difficulties start to move away. Now, my guidance is not to waste this opportunity for you, because this 4-month phase is very critical for you. Because after the 4 months in May, Jupiter will transit into the zodiac sign of Taurus, and the Taurus zodiac for you is the house of luck. So once you transform yourself, your luck factor increases and gives you very favorable results. The other positive impact of this transit is in terms of finance, domestic happiness, and also the relationship with your spouse. Understand that your expenses that were out of control previously could now be somewhat controlled, but just understand that a few challenges may still remain because Jupiter is in the 8th house of difficulty, but certainly it's going to be a much better improvement than what it has been for the last several months. So previously, expenses could have been sudden, high, or more negative in nature, but now they may still be there, but maybe not as high, and the spending may be more on things of the positive nature, or willingly, or for your happiness. Now, if you were waiting on any financial settlement, especially from the government, or any unearned type of settlements, like it could be from an inheritance or insurance type, then this is a very favorable time for that. More importantly, Virgo may have been experiencing a very tough mental situation and tense domestic environment for the last several months. And now that will change completely, where they may find a happier home life and a more harmonious relationship within their family, but especially with their spouse. Also, if they've experienced any difficulty in relationships with family members in the past, there's a very good chance that that can get repaired also. And the key to getting that overcome that difficulty in relationships is having an open dialogue, open conversation, because Jupiter is aspecting your second house, which is signifies your speech. So your spoken words may have a sense of providing good comfort, warmth, or a good sense of guidance to others. So you can actually talk things out with people that you've had a disturbing relationship with, and kind of iron out your differences at this time. A very good chance of making up with people where you've had some differences in the past. Overall, Jupiter's direct motion 4-month phase is a very welcome, a positive impact for Virgos. Libra, Jupiter is going to go direct in your 7th house, and from there it aspects the 11th house, the 1st house, and the 3rd house. This is a very powerfully positive transit or a phase for Libra ascendants. Libra has had a Rahu and Ketu transit in their 1st and 7th house, which meant that lots of Libras have experienced challenges in their marriage or even business partnerships. Finally, after about 2 years, a phase starts that gives a very favorable impact to their marriage and spouse. In fact, lots of Libras may even get engaged or married now. The 11th house of material gains and desire fulfillment also is aspected, so that is incredible in terms of professional rewards, recognition, and financial gains. Now, my suggestion is that you make a very good effort. If you want, you can be creative and start new initiatives and ventures, and this will be quite beneficial as well. Social life is going to be on the up also at this time. You are going to be very well respected, and you should make every effort to grow your social and professional network at this time. If you need any help or support from your friends or social network or your professional network, this is a very good time for you to reach into that network and ask for support or help of any kind. There will be very good opportunities for growth in income also at this time, especially if your earnings are commission based. So people that are like in sales or marketing, where they get paid based on commissions, this is an exceptional time for you. There can also be short travels during this phase that are very beneficial and enjoyable with your family and friends. So if you travel for work, for example, you do short travels for work, this is going to benefit you in the long run, even in the short run, but it's going to be very beneficial for you. Health is okay. You should not have any concerns, and your overall mood is actually going to be very upbeat. Libra has been kind of down because they've had Ketu in their 1st house for a very long time, and now here comes a complete game changer of a transit for Libra. So they're going to be happy, and above all, the communication skills are going to be very impressive for Libras. So my guidance is that you utilize your positive communication skills at this time to your advantage in the workplace, in your personal life, by building strong relationships that will give you long-term benefits. Also, this is an excellent time to even repair any disturbed relationships from the past. And the way you do it is via talking through issues, understand the other person's opinion, position, and explain your side of it. And this is a time when you can absolutely repair any disturbance in the relationship. Like I said, it could be relationship at work with your seniors. That's going to be extremely positive. It can also be relationships with the siblings. It could also be within the family, but definitely with your spouse or marriage partner. That's a very positive time for that. A relationship with siblings is also very good. I mean, you may go out, you may see them a lot. You, in this 4-month phase, you may actually meet with them and enjoy a very good time with them. The 3rd house is getting aspected, so definitely siblings relationships are very much going to be the focus during this 4-month period. So all in all, Libra, this is a wonderful phase. You may, be presented with lots of opportunities as well. But one of the things I want to mention to you is make sure you're always staying very hardworking and putting a lot of effort in. The third house is the house of effort. So make sure you always put good effort in whatever it is that you choose to do, or your work or your profession. Don't ever forget that. This is the key to getting all the benefits that I've mentioned. Scorpio, Jupiter is going direct in your 6th house, and from there it aspects the 10th house, the 12th house, and the 2nd house. All your career houses and all your finance houses are getting activated. There's going to be a lot of activity and change in all of those areas of your life. For Scorpio, your own ascendant ruler Mars is involved in this exchange with Jupiter from the 2nd house of finance. Also, your career house also getting aspected and activated at this time. The 6th house gives mixed results, some good and some challenging. In the past, when you had Rahu there, you probably had a better experience because Rahu performs very well in the 6th house because it fights competition really well and gives good energy to fight the battles with opponents and enemies. But now Jupiter is there alone by itself, and Jupiter is a benefic planet and it's not a fighter. So now you may go through a phase where your opponents seem to be ahead of you, especially in your career. The other factor in your life is your health. Jupiter signifies growth and abundance, so sometimes in the 6th house it tends to give a very big appetite and the desire to eat sugary foods, resulting in some weight gain or health issues. So you need to be very cautious about that. But Jupiter is a teacher and a guru. So now it is in your 6th house to basically teach you that it's important to take care of your health. Also, its guidance to you is that in the workplace, it's not always a good idea to always be in competition with others, but it might be more advantageous to work along with others and in harmony with others. Now, this also applies in your personal life, where you may always be in some sort of competition with your friends, network, people, or family, and now it's teaching you basically that you don't always have to be competing with others, but it might always be a better idea to stay in harmony with others and stay in balance with others. The 12th house is also aspected in the 12th house, a house of expenses and spending, along with the 6th house of debt and loans. So you have to manage your financials. That is a priority for you right now. Some Scorpios may overspend and take out a lot of loan and debt situation that gets out of control as this transit or direct movement of Jupiter wears off and goes into the next house. You may realize that you have definitely taken on too many loans. So spending should be managed at this time. In fact, financials should be managed overall at this time. If somehow you are able to control your spending or excessive spending, the chances of increasing your savings is very high because the 2nd house of savings is also being aspected. Some Scorpios may also relocate during this time, and it could also be for career related reasons because you have a different job or you have a new job, and so you relocate as a result of it, or you simply just relocate. Now the good news is that your career house is also being impacted, and so that could mean new opportunities or maybe a new job if that's what you were looking for, or it could also be due to improved relationships in the workplace, and so you enjoy a better harmony in the workplace. During this phase, you may find yourself spending a lot more happier times with your extended family members, and strengthening relationships with family members is going to be quite a bit of focus this time. You enjoy harmony in relationships during this phase. Sagittarius, Jupiter is going to go direct in your 5th house, and it's going to impact your 9th house, your 11th house, and your 1st house. You're one of the ascendants where this is going to be the most positive time for you. Take full advantage of it. Sagittarius, Jupiter is your ascendant lord and Mars is in your ascendant house. So this transit is very powerful for you due to the exchange of Jupiter with Mars. This will give you lots of energy, good health, and positivity. You will be very focused and have good ideas to move forward with new initiatives in all areas of your life, personally as well as professionally. Now the 5th house represents all the things in our life that give us happiness, such as children, love life, education, hobbies, and our creativity. So it's very favorable time for your children, your relationship with children, and for those that wish to have children, it couldn't be a better time. For single and unmarried Sagittarius, this is an excellent time to find that special someone in your life. And if you're already in a love relationship, then you enjoy a very harmonious time with your partner. For students, it's an exceptional time. Your focus and intelligence can get you very favorable results. In fact, lots of Sagittarius maybe get interested in getting additional education or going for additional training or professional courses. And if you do, that is going to have very profitable results in the long term. Overall, this is a very financially rewarding time, but those individuals that are in the educational or consulting fields can expect a very favorable time professionally as well as financially. This is also a time to make intelligent financial investment decisions. Invest wisely, and there can be very good gains for you in the long term. Some of you may also be drawn to religion or spirituality, and there is a possibility of happy celebrations in the home as well that celebrate happy events. Some Sagittarius may also travel for religious or spiritual purposes, or may want to start learning more about their own religion or other religions, or want to delve into knowing more about spirituality. And some of you may even want to search for a guru that kind of teaches you more about spirituality, or just generally get interested in that and want to pursue looking into it or learning more about it. During this phase, your social and professional network expands. Now, as you want to go out and meet new people and make new friends. Now, my caution here is to avoid trying to show off or one up on others with regards to your material wealth, but rather create harmonious relationships based on the positives of your own self. You have the magnetism and aura to attract others, make friends, but don't try to do it with material wealth, rather do it with your own self-worth. Overall, it's a time of achievements for Sagittarius ascendants, so I would guide you to start or do things that are very important for you in life. So don't waste this time. Use it very wisely to achieve things that you've always wanted to achieve, rather than only having fun during this 4-month phase. Capricorn, Jupiter will go direct in your 4th house, and then it'll aspect your 8th house, your 10th house, and your 12th house. My Capricorn ascendants have had a very tough time because of the placement of Saturn recently, and of course the retrograde Jupiter with the Rahu conjunction. So now Capricorn can expect a really good break and some positivity that comes in their life. They really need this break. Capricorn, you have Jupiter going direct in your 4th house. Now, normally the 4th house is considered the exaltation position by house for Jupiter, not the zodiac, but just the house position, because Jupiter exalts in Cancer, and Cancer is the 4th zodiac. So it should have been considered a very good placement for Capricorn. But previously Rahu or North Node was in that same house, in the 4th house, and Rahu in the 4th house gives very, very challenging results. So Capricorn has probably gone through a lot of mental stress, insecurity, and a very challenging domestic environment since last year. Now, this phase of Jupiter going direct provides the change you badly need and probably deserve after going through a very troubling time with Rahu being in the 4th house. So now you may mentally be more at peace and less tense. This is also a time when relocation is possible, because that's from the 4th house as well, or the purchase of real estate and luxury items is also possible. This relocation could be due to career reasons as well. Now, those individuals that were interested in relocating to a foreign country, this is a favorable time for that. Speaking of career, that takes a very favorable turn as well. So those looking for a new job may find one now. Now, my guidance is that regardless of the changes you make, whether it's the purchase of real estate, or it's a new job, or it's relocation, or the purchase of any large, spending kind of stuff, you need to be extra cautious and think through it to make sure it's the absolute correct thing for you to do. Don't forget that your 8th house is coming into play at this time, so there could be some impulsive decisions that may not work out well for you, or if you don't plan well, then there can be some obstacles as well. So a lot depends on your ability to judge matters correctly and make wise choices. This is also a time of very high expenses for you. The 12th house, Mars, is definitely active for you, so you do need to exercise a lot of caution in your spending habits, and definitely don't do anything impulsively. Mars in the 12th house definitely creates some impulsive spending. I mentioned that this phase is very favorable for your career, but you need to make sure that you apply the extra self-effort and take good initiatives in pursuing good career choices. You will maintain good relationships in the workplace, and all these combined will be very beneficial for you in your career, getting ahead in your career at this time. Aquarius, Jupiter is going direct in your 3rd house, and it aspects your 7th house, your 9th house, and your 11th house. This is activating one of the best times for Aquarius as far as finance and career is concerned. Aquarius probably needs the most and the biggest break that I can think of. They've really been suffering because of the fact that Saturn has been in their ascendant house. They've had their share of struggles and major problems in their health as well as finance. This is the break that they really need. So this 4 months is going to be very positive for Aquarius in lots of different ways. So I wish them good luck. For Aquarius, Jupiter rules both the finance houses, which is the 11th house and the 2nd house. So during this time, the benefic influence is firmly on the finance and material gains for Aquarius. Now, the 3rd house signifies self-effort, initiatives, hard work, and the choices that we make in our life. So for Aquarius, the impact and result is directly related to how they want to utilize this very powerful energy and transit. Now, those that apply themselves in pure honesty and hard work will get very well rewarded with lots of material gains and income. Now, just remember that you have to remain very honest, don't be impulsive, and don't employ any shortcuts in your income or in your profession. This can be very damaging, and the reason I say that is because Rahu is also placed in your monetary house of Pisces. So sometimes when Rahu is placed there, people can get tempted to employ shortcuts or kind of try some funny method of making money. This is not going to work for Aquarius, so be very careful about that. Rahu also gives impulsiveness in money decisions. You have to be very careful, or you could end up with a really bad deal on your hands. So also at this time, there could be lots of recognition and respect that Aquarius earns amongst their network or friends, colleagues, and social circle, including your family. Their efforts will be very well recognized, especially those individuals that earn via commissions or are business owners or in the field of communication, IT, social media, marketing, writing, or even sports. Luck is definitely on your side now, so you may find that you find yourself at the right place at the right time, but you should know to take advantage of those situations in the proper way, make the right decisions. Now, there will be no shortage of opportunity for Aquarius during this phase, but my guidance is to choose wisely and work hard at the ones that you do accept. The one thing that changes in a very good way for Aquarius is the relationship with your spouse. That's going to be harmonious, and your spouse also starts to do well. There's a chance of travel, and it could prove to be very beneficial for you if you travel with a purpose. The 3rd house and the 11th house both are the houses of siblings, older siblings as well as younger siblings. So this phase is one where you enjoy a very good relationship with your siblings, and maybe you even provide some help and support to each other. There is no doubt that this is a very hardworking phase for Aquarius, but they are a zodiac that's ruled by Saturn, so they're very used to hard work. They're not afraid of it. But the fact is that for the last couple of years, they've had such a tough run where they worked for so hard and they really haven't been compensated or rewarded or recognized for it. So this is a very critical phase for them. It's a very beneficial phase for them, but they have to be very cautious about Rahu's position in the 2nd house. They can be impulsive about their opportunities. They need to choose very wisely, not make the wrong choices, and also not employ any shortcuts, which they normally don't because they're ruled by Saturn. They're very, very honest, generally very honest people. So this is a break that Aquarius definitely has deserved for a long time. Pisces, Jupiter is going direct in your second house, and it's going to aspect your 6th house, your 8th house, and your 10th house. This is activating a lot of your finance as well as career houses in a very positive way. I know Pisces has been struggling with their finance related matters, so this is going to be a welcome break for my Pisces ascendants. Pisces, Jupiter is your ascendant lord, and it has not been in a favorable position since April of this year. It has been in the second house, which represents family, finance, and speech. So Pisces has had a very challenging situation in all those areas of their life. Now you can expect some of your challenge will be overcome. Financially, matters start to improve a lot, and that could be due to your career improving or becoming more secure. Now, some Pisces may even get new jobs, or their income might increase. They even may have new opportunities or additional sources of income. All your professional matters, which seem to have been stalled for the past several months, now start moving forward. Now, if there was any issues with business competition in your profession or any other competition in your profession, you are able to overcome this now via creative ideas or the new initiatives that you now take. This is also a very favorable time for your health. Any prior health issues get resolved and you experience very good healing at this time. A major impact of Jupiter and Rahu being in the second house has been in your family relationships. And if there has been any disturbance in the prior months within your family relationships, you're now able to resolve it via communication, understanding, and a general positive attitude towards understanding others. Your attempts to reconcile will be met with support from family members. Understand that Jupiter in the second house gives very convincing and a positive speech. My guidance is that you use this to not only repair broken relationships, but also build new relationships, both professionally and personally. I already mentioned that it's a positive time for finance. So in the prior months for Pisces, it was a very expensive time. But now there's an excellent chance of increasing your savings or even paying off old loans and debts that you may have incurred during the Rahu or Jupiter conjunction phase. So you need to manage your finances well, so you're able to either have increased your savings or pay off your old loans and debts. My one caution that I do have to put out is that Jupiter in the second house increases your appetite a bit and the tendency to eat sugary, heavy foods. And this could actually impact your health. So be very cautious about what you're eating. As long as you're eating healthy, your health will be quite good. But eating heavy, fat, sugary foods may actually impact your health. Don't forget, Jupiter is still impacting your 8th house, so you can't take chances with your diet or your health at this time. Make sure you eat very, very healthy foods at this time. On an overall basis, your own ascendant Lord Jupiter going direct in your second house means a lot of positivity in your life, improved finances, good family relationships, and pleasant speech. Take advantage of this 4 months to do and make all the changes in your life that you want as far as finances and relationships are concerned. With this, I come to the end of my video. I wish everybody a wonderful 4 months, and I wish everybody that Jupiter blesses them with its most benefic energy. Happy New Year. I will see you on my next video. Goodbye for now.